Vladislav Shepeliev of Ukraine, improving last month to 16 meters 34. Shepeliev, though, can he add gloss to what will be maximum points? He has looked sprightly and smooth through the phases, carrying great speed and really launching off that runway. So 16.67, once again improving that European under-23 leading mark. And also improving on his personal best now through this competition by 33 centimetres. Shepeliev making a bit of history for himself at 16.67 marks, so 31 centimetres better than Argasyan of Armenia this morning, who remains second overall.
One of the big hitters in this event here in Division 2 today, Mikhailo Kokhan of Ukraine. Mikhailo Kokhan, final throw in round 5. He's definitely in the top 4 to get himself another round, and we've had all the marks of everyone else as well. Guric of Croatia pushing himself up in this round, 72 metres. Adam Kelly of Estonia as well, throwing well far into the competition here, 72.51. And Donat Varga is in second place with 73.75, but they're all chasing this man from Ukraine, and that was a brilliant fifth round effort. Foul last time we saw him in round 4. Getting closer to cracking a smile. Maybe he will if he actually does win this, but another throw up over 75 metres, 77 metres and 3 centimetres, a season's best for Mikhailo Kokhan.
Natalia Kroll, the European champion 2016 and 2018, her maiden name Prshipa. So the gun goes. Their athletes are now on their way. 28 degrees temperature here in Silesia. Hinriksdottir, Nissen, Gayanova, Kerry, Kroll, Galvadaita, Bobachea and Smonkar. So we've been talking about that narrative between Hungary and Ukraine out front in the overall team standings, and you've got Bianca Kerry there, has won 2:01 this year, and she's determined to take it on. And even though Hungary do have that sizable lead, as we've been saying, Ukraine with the potential certainly to start to put them under a little bit of pressure. And I'm sure that narrative will be breaking into the Hungarian team, who knew that they led overnight and will have wanted to keep up that confidence and good performances and a keenness to continue to get at least top 3 spots. So they hit the bell in 59.67, so just 100 faster than a split time for race B. Kerry from Nissen of Denmark, 2:02 this year. Then Gayanova, who ran that 1:59.86 time in Paris. Slovenian then behind, Yemenia Smonkar, trying to find space there, just bunched in the middle of this pack. Space perhaps just starting to open up as Kerry pushes away. Is she going to hold on with so many athletes fighting to try and come through? Gayanova gritting her teeth, the Slovakian in the white, coming round the outside. Does she have enough? Kerry just about holding on, neck and neck, shoulder to shoulder, as Kroll fighting also. Look at this, Natalia Kroll. And the Ukrainian, I think, just gets it on the line there. 1:59.78 for the two-time European champion. What a dramatic finish down that home straight.
Great run from Bianca Kerry. I think she might have just pushed herself under 2 minutes for the first time. 1:59.77 for Natalia Kroll. She's had a few years where she's not run as fast as she did before, but that would be a World Championship qualifying mark. Kerry bang on the qualifying mark for Budapest, a Hungarian athlete front running her way to 1:59.8.
Yeah, so 3 athletes go sub 2 minutes. Not necessarily something we expected, something we hoped for, certainly. And perhaps you're right, look how close that is. Just maybe that was Kerry's primary target, that qualifying time for a home World Championships. And you can see throughout the Hungarian team, perhaps they are just moving in line with knowing. It's almost like an Olympic year for anyone is very similar to a home major championships. Kroll from Kerry from Gajanova, just 3/10 behind. Also was the Lithuanian Galvadaita.
European athletics have employed to motivate fast times, just not necessary here this week. Hungary still on top, 30.5 points ahead of Ukraine.
Victoria Tkachuk, one of the standout names here, Olympic finalist in Tokyo and last year's European silver medalist. This is the A race of the women's 400-metre hurdles. So we often see on the international stage big gaps in the 400-metre hurdles between the best athletes. Will that be the case here? Nadezhda and Tkachuk within that 53-second window based on lifetime bests. As we watch to see who rises first. Tkachuk in the yellow and blue, Zupin on her outside. Jauke Molnar also going nicely. Of course, that battle for first place in the team standings between Hungary, who have the lead, and Ukraine, who are trying to close them down. And that will be the case in this event. Tkachuk, bit of a stutter there, but she is well away and clear, the Ukrainian, from Zupin of Slovenia. Bit of pressure on her from Molnar of Hungary, but Tkachuk takes maximum points for Ukraine in 55.87 seconds. So it was a victory that was somewhat expected, but maximum points for Ukraine.
Yes, I was watching Agata Zupin, and she was pressuring Tkachuk all the way around the second bend, but then stuttered so badly before the 8th hurdle, and she could never really recover her momentum. And in the end, she was pressured by Molnar for that second place, but Tkachuk just pulled away very nicely.
So we have a look at this replay. So Zupin in the bright green for Slovenia, with Molnar on her outside. And the top three, bit of a class above the rest. Nadezhda thought she'd be a bit closer. Tkachuk looking cool, calm and collected with the shades on for good measure as well. It's been quite a breakthrough in the last few years for her and Anna Ryshkova, of course going below the old Ukrainian national record and featuring regularly on the Diamond League circuit as well, with some great performances. Kiss to the crowd as well inside the stadium. The Ukrainian flag was out and ready. Let's have a look at the full result. Tkachuk in 55.87 officially.
There are the team standings after 19 of 37 events. Hungary still in the lead, 35.5 points. That difference is just not changing. Led by Marina Beck-Romanchuk of Ukraine. We'll see her in the long jump as well tomorrow night. She's the European lead with 14 metres 75. That mark puts her 5th on the world list this season. First look at the women's triple jump. We're into round 2. Beck-Romanchuk going out to an early lead as expected, 14.44. Poetry in motion here in the women's triple jump. Marina Beck-Romanchuk just flawless technically when she competes. It looks like it could be even better. Lesmane of Latvia in second place at the moment, 13.86. Shoti of Lithuania in third, 13.53. But Marina Beck-Romanchuk, so she's 5th on the world list. And this looks like a Ukrainian fan club come here to spectate. Maybe learn a little bit as well, get their own pictures. Keen photographer up there. 14.58.
We didn't have time to just mentioned it briefly, but it could mean 1 point, just 1 point for Estonia as a result, which when you're not winning all the events helps.
Here we are with the team standings at the moment. We haven't quite factored in all the results we've seen on the screen, but Hungary in a very healthy lead over Ukraine.
And Ukraine and Bulgaria, who find themselves in 9th place overall in the team standings, coming in the men's 4x100 metre relay A race. So a good roar from the crowd gets these teams underway. Who can get the best baton round best, and who can show speed on these legs, as Denmark have already gone from the race, so winners 2 years ago, but out here in 2023. Look at Hungary going well, battling with Ukraine, who may well have this all their own way down the home straight, as Sokolov pulls clear from Slovenia and from Hungary. Ukraine end the day with perfection, 39.03 on the clock.
That was really, really good off Ukraine. The final changeover was a full stretch, and that is what you want. You want your athletes to be able to maintain that speed and not use all of the changeover box so much as put themselves under pressure. But when you're able to keep going at full flight, and my heart was in my mouth thinking, please guys, get it. And they did. They had space to spare, but you could see that fantastic last changeover just propelled them down the track. Top 3 on the team standings. Sokolov, they are at full stretch here. Hand out for a while, that one out for a while. Trying to run when you can only use one of your arms and you're doing a changeover can really kill your momentum. But those two held it together very, very well. Now, they'll probably say it was planned that way and they've been practicing. But it was a good win for Ukraine.
So 4 women's teams were either DQ'd or failed to finish. At least 2 men's, and that is quite important when you're battling for every single point. I was trying to tell whether the word hand was an international piece of language, but whether it was A or whatever, it was nice to see the slow-mos of the shouts as well. So we see the results: Ukraine from Slovenia, from Hungary, and then the 10th of a second back to Romanians.
So there's the team standings at the end of day 2 in the second division. Hungary lead with 331 points, Ukraine 37.5 points further back, and Slovenia in third with 266.5 points. Now quite a bit of a gap between Slovenia and Lithuania, but a lot can change as we go into the final day with 12 more events to be decided. This year, starting height will be 149. Now this is Group A. And this is the defending European champion, world indoor champion, Jaroslava Mahuchik. Irene Palsite has taken 2 more points out of that deficit as we look at Jaroslava Mahuchik finally getting over 197. Well, first failures in the competition came with her first 2 events at 197. She's got over. Well, it's... There's a coach. All sorts of traumas going on there. Member of Ukraine team management. But there we go. Women's high jump. Jaroslava Mahuchik, 197, takes the plaudits for Ukraine. We don't see the consolidated standings from the high jump, but there's the team standings with just the mixed 4x400 metres to go. And Lithuania now edge into third place. 3.5 points ahead of Slovenia.
Subscribe to European Athletics YouTube channel.